It's been over 6 months and over 15,000 miles with my 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor, and in today's video I'm going to share with you my ownership experience thus far. Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back. My name's Will and this is the With Me YouTube channel. You already know I gotta hit you with the quick sales pitch. If you get to the end of this video, you enjoyed it, you found it helpful, you like this type of content, think about hitting that subscribe button down below. Totally free to subscribe, just sends you a quick little notification whenever I'm posting some new content out there. But if you don't want to subscribe, a like is always really appreciated as well. Now, let's get into today's video. So like I was saying in that intro earlier, it's already been well over 6 months of ownership with my 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor. It's actually almost approaching 8 months. I'm a little bit behind on the whole 6-month thing here, but figured this would be a great opportunity just to kind of check in with you guys, share my overall ownership experience, share some miles per gallon, some things I like, some things I don't necessarily love about the Ranger Raptor, since now I've had quite a bit of seat time in the truck, put it through its paces a little bit, taken it on a few road trips, done some very mild off-roading with it. I'm in South Florida, we don't have the best off-roading here, but it has gone down a few trails, so I figured it'd be, like I said, good time just to check in with you guys, shoot the shit, share my ownership experience with you guys, and try and help anyone else out that might be thinking about purchasing a Ranger Raptor for their daily driver or for their new trail rig. So if you've been a subscriber for a while or you've seen a lot of my content out there, you know that I've ran through quite a few vehicles while I've done this whole YouTube thing, starting with like a Ram Rebel, Ram TRX, 2 different Broncos, an Outer Banks, and a Wild Track, my GX 550 that I still currently have, and as well as the Ranger Raptor that is now my current daily driver. So I don't really like to compare them, apples to apples, because they're not really comparables, right? But if I do make some sort of mention in comparison, just realize that I'm just comparing them because they're my vehicles and that's what I have to compare them against, not because I think that they're actual competitors here. So before you guys crucify me in the comment section, just wanted to preface that. So before we get into the whole nitty-gritty of the review, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick tour of my Ranger Raptor. So here it is right here, 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor. On the exterior, we've done a little bit of work. We have the Mustas auto lighting, grille marker lights up here. Then in the rear, you can see we have the Most Plus 3-fold hard tonneau cover. We also have a leveling kit installed on the truck. We are running the Foots Motorsports 2.5-inch perch collar kit, and that's right up here, as you can see right there. That gives the truck a nice leveled look. Hard to tell right now because we're sitting on a driveway that has an incline, but hopefully you can get the picture from right there. And then as for wheels and tires, we are running a Volk TE37 XT-M spec in a 17 by 8.5, and they are wrapped in a 35 by 12.5 inch tire. Interior wise, I haven't really done all too much. There you go, just quick rundown of what the Ranger Raptor interior looks like in the front. And in the rear, we just have the Built Right Industries Molly panel kits on the front driver and front passenger seats right there. As you can see, those are pretty cool. And then under the hood, not really all too much going on. We have the Turbo Smart blow-off valve right there that recirculates, so you get the cool little noise. And then right up here, we have the Oil Separator Company oil catch can oil separator system. So those are the current modifications that I have done to my Ranger Raptor so far, but towards the end of this video, we'll go through all the plans that I have, as well as kind of like a build sheet that I want to do. And honestly, I would really love y'all to chime in and comment down below what you guys would do and what you would change with like my whole plan setup. So I know a lot of you guys like to watch these types of videos because you think I'm totally gonna shit all over the vehicle, right? But unfortunately for y'all, there's not much for me to shit on here. I actually absolutely love the Ranger Raptor. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. It had a lot to live up to, considering that I was coming from a TRX, which in my opinion is the absolute best truck you can buy. It had a lot to live up to, and I think it's kind of doing justice right here. It's definitely punching above its weight class. And I'm gonna mention this one more time again because I know a lot of you guys don't like to listen. They're not competitors. They're not comparables. It's just me giving you my opinion. Yes, I fully understand that the Ranger Raptor is not a comparable to the TRX, but it's the last truck I owned, which is why I like to compare it. And in my opinion, The Ranger Raptor does a very good job at everything. It's a very easy car to drive on the daily. It fits in a majority of parking spaces. I can park it inside of my garage, work on it in the garage, which is something I absolutely love. Couldn't do that with the TRX. I use it as a work vehicle, so I go to a lot of client visits, job sites, and I've never ran into an issue with parking. It fits in parking garages, which thank goodness whenever I'm working like inside a city and a majority of the parking are parking garages, I don't have an issue with this thing, which is something I ran into all the time with a full-size lifted truck. And it fits into tight parking spaces. Another issue I ran into with the TRX all the time. I don't have an issue with this whatsoever. Another thing I absolutely love is the fuel. You can run 87 regular octane fuel in this thing. It's not something that, you know, a majority of people like to do. They like to run like a minimum of 91, but you can fully run 87 in this, and I do it all the time. No issues whatsoever. Performance might be a little bit hindered in comparison to like premium fuels, but it's nothing that's noticeable. I do it all the time. I get really good fuel economy. Right around like that 17 to 18 miles per gallon is what I was getting before I did the whole wheels and tires and all of that. So fueling, I think, is an absolutely great thing. Definitely incomparable to me anyway, when I was spending upwards of $120 per fill up with my TRX and getting 8 miles per gallon. I've had zero mechanical issues with my truck. I've had zero error codes that pop up, never broken down, never been left stranded, nothing like that. Had a few little you know, weird like electrical glitches and stuff, and we'll get into that in a minute. But as far as like any real deal issues in regards to the system's not properly working or anything like that, I haven't experienced anything. And you know, for what it's worth, I've only had the truck, like I said, going on like 8 months, but I've have quite a few miles on this thing. I'm approaching like 18,000 miles on my truck in that amount of time. Like I said, this is my work truck, and in 18,000 miles I haven't really experienced any sort of issues, which, you know, is great for me. Take that with a grain of salt. Every vehicle is different. I'm just sharing my personal experience with you guys. So like I was saying, there have been a few little weird incidences with my Ranger Raptor, and honestly they're kind of like electrical glitches, and it's something that I've experienced between all of like the Fords that I've owned. And I've commented on this in a few of my other review videos, not only on this Ranger Raptor, but also with like my Bronco and with my S650 Mustang. The first thing I'm going to comment on is the whole infotainment system. So I use Apple CarPlay on mine, and it does like to glitch out quite often, mainly whenever I receive a phone call, and then if I answer it and I don't like stream it through the CarPlay, when I do hang up, it kind of glitches out and my music stops working, my maps stop working, and the phone won't connect again. I have to either do a soft reset on the infotainment system or disconnect my phone from CarPlay, reconnect it, and then after doing that, it all works fine. Not a big deal in my opinion. I just chalk it up to it's Ford's interface. It's something I've experienced across all the Fords I've owned. In a few of my other videos, other owners have chimed in and said they've ran into the same issues with theirs, so it is what it is. It's a first world problem in my opinion. Nothing really worth crying about, but just thought I'd throw it out there for you guys. Another thing I've experienced kind of electrical like glitch out is with the front dash. So the front dash is like a digital dash, as you can see right there, and you can basically set up like that dash with a bunch of different parameters that you want to be displayed. And sometimes I'll get into my truck and my basically like my presets or my setup has totally been like erased, and it's back to like the standard default, and I have to go back in there, reprogram everything, and then obviously it displays fine. But it's happened quite a few times at this point where I'll get in my truck in the morning to drive to work and my whole presets have just kind of been like erased off of the digital dash, which is kind of annoying, but again, it's like a first world problem. Doesn't erase like my memory seats, it doesn't erase like my radio presets, it just erases like the presets that are on the dash. So kind of weird, random. If you guys are experiencing that as well, comment down below, and if you guys were able to resolve it, let me know what you guys did. But again, just another type of first world problem. One thing that I've noticed a lot of people like to comment on are the brakes, and I was kind of experiencing the same thing. So a lot of people report that when they first get their Ranger Raptor that the brakes really suck. They're very hard, they're very firm, they don't really lock up and stop all too well. I experienced the same thing, right? But after, I would say, about 2,000 miles, the brakes were perfectly fine. So maybe it's just kind of like that break-in period, I guess, that, you know, once you start using them a little bit more, they loosen up and they really start to grab a little bit better. That was just my experience, and I've noticed that a few other people have said the same thing, that after some use and after some miles, the brakes, they kind of work themselves out. Another thing people love to chime in on are the seats. Now, I think they look really great, they are really comfortable, they look really sporty, but people don't like this down here, and it's kind of like, you know, the loose kind of leather where you get like the dimples and the creases and all of that. And I don't disagree with you guys. I do think it's kind of annoying. As you can see, you get like my bony ass imprint here, and obviously this is the seat that gets the most use because I'm not always driving with a passenger. So if you look over here, this seat pretty much perfectly fine. But over here, since, you know, that's where my bony ass is sitting every day, we do get a little bit of the creasing. I do think if these seats had a perforated leather, or if it was like all Alcantara in the middle, we wouldn't be getting into like these issues here, because it's like a smooth, really soft leather that is kind of prone to wrinkling. But yeah, in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't really bother me all too much. You know, I'm pretty easygoing, but do get a lot of people that love to cry over these things, and I'm not knocking you guys, I get it. But yeah, just thought I would preface that as well. The interior, you know, for a mid-size truck, pretty decent room. Do I wish there was more storage and stuff like that? Yeah, of course, but it is what it is. I totally expected, you know, what I got with going with a mid-size truck, which is why I really do love these little pack out molly panels here, so I can store some more stuff. The only other thing I do wish, the rear bench is one solid seat, so it does flip up to store some shit underneath it, but since it's one solid bench, I obviously have to lift it all up together, and with having the car seat in the rear, it's just impossible. So I do wish it was like a split bench, and I could like flip up like maybe like one seat, and then it could flip up like the other like 2/3 of it, but that's just me kind of nitpicking at this point. But yeah, I do wish the rear bench was kind of like that. I also do wish I could have got a sunroof in this, although I've heard that the Ford sunroofs are absolutely horrible and they leak like crazy, so maybe it's like a blessing in disguise. But do kind of wish I had a sunroof. But yeah, other than that, not really too much else to report on. And yeah, the Ranger Raptor has been pretty damn solid in my opinion. Some first world problems, nothing that I would cry too much about, but yeah, just thought I would share my experience with you guys. Everyone's experience is obviously going to be different, so I'm going to kick it back to y'all once again. If you are an owner, comment down below the experiences that you guys have been having so far. If you've had other issues that I haven't expressed, comment down below. Love to be fully transparent on my channel and try and help out other owners out there as well as other prospective buyers. So yeah, let's start a conversation down in the comment, guys. Comment, share y'all's opinion. So like I said towards the beginning of this video, I do have an entire build kind of planned out for the Ranger Raptor. Do have plans to do quite a bit of performance work as well as fine-tuning the suspension a little bit more, but we'll start with the whole performance side of it because that's what kind of gets me the most excited. So I do plan on doing a front mount intercooler as well as all the charge piping for it. So I do think that will really help combat like the heat soak and the Florida heat, humidity, and I think it's going to be really important because it kind of ties into the next thing, and that is going with like a performance tune. I haven't fully decided yet if I'm going to do the ProCal tune or if I'm just going to bypass all of that and go with the Cobb access port and go with a custom Goose tune. I'm kind of leaning towards doing both of them so I can do a good comparison for you guys, but we'll see. Let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see in regards to that. More than likely going to leave the stock intake system and just change out the actual filter element to something that's a little bit more free-flowing, maybe like a K&N or something along those lines. In regards to exhaust, I don't want to do like a full catback. I really don't think any of them sound all too good for the Ranger Raptor. In my opinion, V6s just don't sound great in general, and from what I've heard with all the different catbacks for the Ranger Raptor, they all sound kind of trash. That's just my opinion. Sorry if that, you know, offends anyone, but if anything, might do like a one of the exhaust loops that are kind of common with like the third gen, or no, on the second gen F-150 Raptors, they make the exhaust equal length. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show a picture of it up here. In my opinion, those are kind of like the better sounding of the exhaust choices for the Ranger Raptor, so I'll probably do something along those lines. Most importantly, with the exhaust, I do fully plan on doing some downpipes on this thing, not only for the gains, they also make the exhaust sound a little bit better as well. So I think with the exhaust loop, making it equal length paired with the downpipes, this thing is going to sound pretty cool, hopefully. In regards to suspension, definitely front upper control arms, definitely tie rods in the front. I still want to do a small spacer in the rear to regain a little bit of rake, and then ultimately do want to go with some billet rear links just for like that flex point, but that's more or less what I'm going to be doing with the suspension. I think after all of that, it'll be dialed in pretty well. For the aesthetics of the vehicle, don't think I necessarily want to switch out the front bumper. I do like the stock bumper. I think it looks really cool. What I'll probably do is just black out the skid plate and the one little silver strip, trim strip along the front, just to make it all black. I do like some of the bumper options, but I kind of like the stock one. Maybe that's just me getting old at this point. Do want to switch out some of the lighting a little bit. Want to do like the amber DRL, so a video for that will be coming pretty soon. Maybe do the Fouts Motorsports light bar in the front, mount some Baja design lights up there or something along those lines, but we'll see in regards to that. But ultimately the plan, and honestly I think what the biggest modification and thing that's going to make my truck stand out from a lot of other ones is going to be the wide body. Yeah, you heard me right. We're going to be doing a wide body on this thing. So for all of you guys that commented and critiqued on the amount of poke that my wheels are currently giving you, don't worry guys, this was all calculated because the future plans were always to go wide body, and the offset is going to match perfectly with that wide body. So if you don't like the stands currently, just wait until you see it on the wide body and it's going to make perfect sense to you guys. But yeah, that's the plan. We're going wide body with the Ranger Raptor. So yeah, everyone, that more or less is going to start wrapping this one up. I do have a lot of other review videos, kind of like milestone videos in regards to my ownership with the Ranger Raptor. I have like a 5,000 mile, 10,000 mile, and 15,000 mile video. I'm just going to say this is like my 20,000 mile 6-month review, and I'll probably do another one once I reach 25,000, and then I'll probably do another one when I get to 35,000 once this thing actually reaches its warranty limit. So if you want to go and dive into those videos and see a little bit more insight into the Ranger Raptor, I'm going to have all of those down in the description below, so you can go click on those links and watch those. If you want to pick up any of these modifications that I've done to my Ranger Raptor as well, there's going to be affiliate links everywhere, so you can go pick up some goodies for your Ranger Raptor as well. And if you guys have any questions for me, please comment down below. I try my hardest to reply to anyone and everyone there, try and help you guys out. If you're gonna talk shit to me, expect a slick response back. That's my little warning right there, but I always do enjoy those as well. They always give me a good laugh. So yeah guys, all in all, I love my Ranger Raptor. No regrets. I love it. It's a great truck. If you're thinking of picking up one of these Ranger Raptors, go test drive one if you can. They're still a little bit hard to come by. Don't pay over MSRP. There's a lot of dealerships that are selling at MSRP, and some that are even giving slight discounts. I got mine well under MSRP. I got an amazing deal on mine. It was a pricing error in my dealership. Because I'm a good client, wanted to keep that good relationship, they honored the price, so I got really lucky on mine. But yeah guys, don't pay over MSRP. Go out there, there's plenty of dealerships and deals out there that you can grab one of these for MSRP or a slight discount. So everyone, I really appreciate you guys chilling with me today and checking out this content. Hit that subscribe button if you like it. Once again, share, like, all of that jazz. It always really helps me please the whole YouTube algorithm. But yeah guys, my name's Will. This is a Wimmy YouTube channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later everybody.